Alright, nearly 90% of the corn harvested last year, one of the most important crops in the world, has been genetically modified. More than 85% of the next two important crops, cotton and soybeans, have been genetically modified. Most of the food that we consume has been involved with being genetically engineered. So if you go to Walmart or Kroger, pick up a can of green beans, a watermelon, oranges, a banana, there's a great chance that it's been involved with or been made using technology from genetic engineering. And as a college student, I try to keep an eye on what I eat. I research what food is best for me. I don't always go with that because, I like sweets. But even more than that, I've talked to an experienced farmer and a representative of a large GMC seed supplier to help better understand the benefits of using GMC technology. And hopefully by sharing the information I have learned, you can make a healthy decision and choose to eat GMCs too. Genetically modified crops are crops that have had changes in the makeup of their DNA to provide a better crop through the science of chemistry and the use of chemicals. These modified crops can also help produce more by keeping losses to a minimum. Finally, the modified crops offer even better nutritional benefits. So let's get into the details. You might be asking, what are genetically modified crops? Genetically modified crops, GMCs for short, are plants that have their DNA altered in order to introduce a new trait. Using genetic engineering techniques, we have been modifying crops for hundreds of years, mainly through a technique called selective breeding. The first attempts of changing the genetic makeup of plants started in the 1980s and have since been improving. As with everything else in the world, it is not 100% perfect. There are still some problems that we are having, such as the creation of superweeds and the harmful effects on insects that feed off these crops. If you make these crops make them in a way that bugs can't eat them, then if they don't have any food, they're gonna die. So that's not really great for the environment, but the solutions to these problems are underway. And rest assured, before any GMC makes it to the field for production, for consumption by humans or animals, they undergo a series of rigorous tests to prove that they are safe to eat. Once a genetically engineered crop has been proven safe and beneficial, we start to reap the benefits of science, literally. We are in need of more food without being able to produce more land to grow it on. So the land that we're given to begin with, that's all we have. We can find new ways to plant crops in a different pattern to make better use of the land. But for now, we have to find a way to get more crops out of the land that we're already using for farming. Genetically modified crops are able to produce more bushels per acre and minimize waste and losses. This can help farmers make more money off the crops they plant each year. Some farmers grow food for their own families, and some farmers grow food for to pay the bills. And so maybe 95% of farmers would rather, or I'm hoping at least 95%, would rather make more money or get more food for their family by using GMC technology. GMCs also grow bigger and better, producing more for farmers to harvest at the end of the season. Using this technology, we can aid many third world countries. With more crops being produced per acre and more crops surviving harsh conditions, we can make more attempts to start farms in countries that are financially unstable. Quantity is very important, but working with GMCs allows us to focus on quality as well. It is very important to get healthy food to everybody. The use of GMCs help increase the nutritional value of certain crops. Recently, a study was started to create a type of barley that contains high levels of zinc to address widespread deficiencies. If you look to your neighbor to your left and right, and yourself, you may find, or there's a great chance that one of you three have a zinc deficiency. Studies show that 1 in 3 people have a zinc deficiency. Genetically engineering the barley can give us results now, as opposed to the years it would take to make them by selective breeding of crops. And as a research project recently started by Professor Napper, hopes to create a sustainable plant-based source of fish oil. You might be thinking this is crazy and pointless to create a plant-based source of fish oil, and what makes it so important? Well, fish oil is proven to help reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease. While many people view cardiovascular diseases and related conditions like type 2 diabetes and obesity as Western set of diseases, other countries that are adopting our dietary patterns are starting to develop these diseases in their own country. So, we can fish oil comes from fish obviously, but we are running out of a source of fish to get all that oil from, and with more people being born than dying, our population is increasing at a rate that we can't provide for them. So with GMC technology, we can harvest fish oil from plants and make more food for people to eat, and hopefully lower the starvation rate. So I'll leave you with this information to make a decision: organic or genetically modified. Now that I have explained what GMCs are and how they provide more in value as well as more in nutritional value, I encourage you to make the logical choice and go with the genetically modified crops.
That's the best thing I've ever heard on genetically modified crops.
Yeah, and now